Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the first of our illustration inspiration sessions. If you are new here, my name is Abigail and I'm very pleased to have you here. And this is a little weekly session that I'm going to be providing where we can get some illustration. So if you, where we can get some illustration inspiration. So if you are a brave beginner in the world of illustration, then you are just like me. And I thought that it would be a nice way for us to grow our illustration skills together. And so that is exactly what these sessions are for. So if you are not an expert illustrator, then you are most welcome to be here. This is exactly the right place to be. And as we all know, putting in the hours and doing creating a regular practice is how we actually grow our skills. So I'm starting these weekly sessions to hold myself accountable to my own practice, and also so that we can hold each other accountable and explore and expand our creative skills. So, hi Jessica, good to see you here, welcome. It is so good to see you. How are you doing today? So it is really, really good to get going with this, and the creative journey is a long one, and at times it can feel lonely and tedious, and so it makes the journey more palatable and easier when we don't feel so alone, and when we've got some kind of accountability to keep us going with our practice, and to just keep on with the habit. It takes a while for that habit to solidify, and so at the start we need as much accountability and support and encouragement as possible until our own inspiration and creative energy takes over. So that's why these sessions are in existence and why I've started them. So if you haven't yet watched the first of this, like the intro video of this series, then I encourage you to do that after this session, because that explains kind of the thinking behind the whole framework of these weekly inspiration sessions. And going forward with the actual doing of the illustration inspiration sessions, what we're going to do is get the prompts. I have a system for our prompts, and we're going to get the prompts, and these sessions are intended to be a 60-minute session. So we'll start off with getting the prompts so that we know what we are intending to draw, and then for the balance of the session we can just start drawing together. So I encourage you to get whatever tools you need to do your illustrations today, whether that is analog or digital. All is welcome. The preference is completely up to you. I like to use digital illustration. I'll be drawing in the Procreate app today, and that is my preferred tool and how I want to grow my illustration skill, but it's completely up to you. Whether you use paper pens and pencils or crayons or watercolor or whatever your art journey is, your particular flavor, I encourage you to bring that to the table and for us to explore that. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or some water, refreshments, whatever you need, while we're busy with the session, because it is about focusing and not being distracted. I've just turned on focus mode on my devices, so I encourage you to do that as well. Turn off notifications on all of your devices so that you can give yourself the gift of uninterrupted creative time, because that's how we grow a skill, when we are fully focused in the practice. Jessica, thank you for being here, and thank you for your continued enthusiasm. As a beginner in both the kind of illustration world and also live streaming, you do all the research and like how to do the things, and I don't run away from getting out of my comfort zone. But what I have learned in my journey so far is that speak to that one person. Like, don't, when you're starting out, and even when you have grown your community and whatever, don't speak to the masses, speak to one person. So Jessica, just so you know, you are that one person for me. So thank you always. Your impact is definitely felt, and I appreciate you. So yeah, just wanted to say that. And based on that as well, Jessica inspired me last week. We did our first inspiration session, and it was a fun one. This is what my illustration, oh, I need to adjust my settings there because that looks a little bit overexposed. So let me just change that quickly if I can. Properties, let's see. Otherwise I'm stuck on the actual camera. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that thing. There we go. Is that better? That should be better. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, cool. That looks good. I'm hoping you can see that. So it was Jessica's inspiration, and that's what we are here. It's like, that's the crux of what these sessions are all about, is inspiring each other just by, doing the thing and showing up and sharing. This is not about anybody being an expert. It's not about comparing your work. It's being mindful of the impact that your creative expression has on other people. And you can get all philosophical about that and think about the impact you have, like the impact of smiling at a stranger. You send ripple effects out into the world, and so we are just honing our focus on creative inspiration and sending out creative ripples. So this was definitely inspired by Jessica, because she was first out of the bat with her drawing. And if you do want to share your drawings from these sessions, there is a link in the description to a community thread in Substack, and that's where we can share all of our drawings and have conversations after the session. So I welcome questions, comments, feedback, advice. Give me your advice during these live drawing sessions together. Pop them in the comments down below. And then once the live sessions have ended, we can continue the conversation over on Substack and get input, ask for critique, ask for advice, ask whatever questions. I am certainly not an expert. I am just a beginner and experimenting along the way, but I'm happy to share my experience, and I'm sure that everybody else who joins us in these illustration sessions are also happy to share their experience. So I am also simultaneously trying to do a live on Substack. So I'm gonna just hit play on that because it is useful. There we go, and there we go. All right, so this is the start of our weekly illustration inspiration session, and so the first thing that we need to do is get our creative prompts, and I will share this in the community thread over on Substack, and there's a chat there where I will share what our prompts from this drawing session will be. So we're going to be going through our 4 different categories: subject, size, style, and story. And again, if you want a thorough explanation of these different categories, then you can watch the previous video related to this illustration inspiration weekly session, which is on my YouTube channel. And I'll link it in the description below this video. So the way that we go around doing this is we have some wheels. we're going to spin the wheels and they are going to decide what our random illustration prompts for this week are going to be. So I've got several wheels that correlate with the worksheet, and we're just going to spin all at once, tick them off, and then we will have our prompts for the week. And then essentially we will, as I mentioned, we will then draw what the prompts dictate, and by the end of the next week we can then share our drawings. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So let's see. Oh, and if you don't know this, it's cats and dogs. We're keeping it simple here so that we don't overwhelm ourselves as beginner illustrators. We want to keep the subject matter as simple as possible, you know, to account for brave beginners who are at the very start of their journey, or, you know, more advanced illustrators, although I doubt that this is really relevant to them because, yeah, they've got their techniques down. So we're selecting between cats and dogs. So we're going to see, okay, so this week we are drawing a cat. I'm going to tick these off. Let me just choose a different color. I will go with this color. All right, so we're doing a cat. Okay, can you see that red? Maybe I must make it a bit brighter. Let's go with a bright pink and maybe make it thicker. Okay, so this week we're drawing a cat like we did last week, and now we need to know which breed of cat. Siamese, hurrah! I like Siamese cats. So we're going to tick off Siamese. It is not in alphabetical order. I suppose I should do that, but keeps it interesting. And what I tend to do, just as a little bit of advice, is that, you know, I don't know the breeds off by heart, so I then go and look up on Pinterest to get examples, references of what a Siamese cat looks like. Siamese to me is obvious, but it might not be to you. Like, for instance, last week was a Burmese. I couldn't call to mind the exact image of a Burmese cat, so I referred to Pinterest. I have actually created a video about my process for drawing this. If you are interested, I will be posting that shortly. Okay, next one. So we've got Siamese cat. Now we're going to go on to sizes and shapes. So what is our Siamese cat going to look like? So then we bring up the sizes wheels. So is it a skinny or a curvy cat? Curvy. Okay. So it's going to be a curvy cat. Then forms and shapes. Now this is what is the shape, the dominant shape of the actual cat, but also incorporating this shape into other parts of the illustration. You know, how can you bring it in? So rectangle. So let's go. That is a rectangle. Then we're going to go. So first one is big and small, and this is to determine, first of all, head, then ears, then eyes, then nose. What are the sizes? So first one is head, a big head. Then ears, small ears. I feel like there's a lot of repetition. Small ears. Then eyes. Small eyes. Then big nose. Oh, that was wrong. It was small eyes. Small eyes and big nose. Okay. Oh, it was small ears. My bad. I'm not paying attention, sorry. It was big head, small ears, small eyes, big nose. Okay, then we want to know arms, legs, and tail. Are they long or short? So, long or short? Arms. Short. Arms are short. Then legs. Legs are long. And then tail. Short tail. Okay. Next is style. So this is the overall style of your drawing. And so, first of all, detail and texture. Let's see. Detail and texture. So lots or little. So detail, little detail. Oops, wrong one. Little detail, then texture. Little texture. Then line style, so that when it comes to the line work of your illustration, what style you're going to use. And also just to say that not all of this would necessarily be pertinent to you, depending on, you know, your chosen medium of creation. So if it doesn't resonate, please leave it. Okay, so line style. Crayon. So I'm going to use crayons for the lines. And then brush set. This is quite pertinent and relevant if you are using an app like Procreate, like I am, or if you are using an analog one. The invitation is to separate out specific brushes or tools, pencils, crayons, whatever it is that you're using, and name those groups by number. So I've got 10 brush groups on my Procreate app that I have just organized, and so then that will dictate to me. And what I find useful about this is that it forces me out of my comfort zone, specifically while I'm still in this early stage of my illustration journey, and I'm figuring out what is my style. So that's why this option is here. If you already know very specifically what your chosen medium is, then you would ignore this brush set. But if you're wanting to experiment, then group your brushes or your tools into whatever number of groupings. So grouping number 7. Let me know if that makes sense or if that's confusing in any way. So brush set number 7. Okay, and then finally we get onto the section about story, and starting out with what is the emotion or feeling that our illustration is going to convey. Maybe it is our character feeling this emotion, or it's, you know, down to other characters or colors, or just the general mood of the illustration. Relief. Okay. So this one is relief. And you can think about, and I've got a tip over here, think about what colors would, you know, do you think of when you think of relief as an emotion? Next, we'll go on to scene. So what is the scene? Where will your character be? corner shop. Okay, cool, corner shop. Then object. So what other object is dominant or present in your illustration along with your character? An instrument. Okay. An instrument. Instrument. So bit of creative license here, obviously, so much creative license here in general. You get to choose what instrument. That's exciting. I like that. And then lastly, what action? What action will our character be busy with? Sneaking. Okay, sneaking. There we go. So that's the dominant action. And again, the invitation is to invite creative license. So maybe there is an additional character. If you've got to delve into your own imagination and think about, the story that you're going to depict here, and how you can bring that action of sneaking into your drawing. So it might be the main character sneaking, or it may be a supporting character sneaking. Maybe there is another cat or something, or a dog or some other character, or maybe you anthropomorphize the instrument and maybe the instrument is sneaking or is feeling the relief. You get to decide. It's your world. You get to have fun with this. So I will be sharing this completed worksheet over in the Substack chat if you want to refer to it. So, or you can take a screenshot right now of the video so that you've got it as a means of just instant access. I think I will just export this right now so that I have it to refer to, export to, and save image. And so now it is 23 minutes past the hour, and we're going to use the next 40 minutes or so just to draw together, to brainstorm. I'll stop talking and just become present and grounded into my own drawing session. And here we are just holding space for our creative expression and experimentation. So I hope you can hear the music. Please let me know if you can or if you can't, because I find that is helpful in drawing. I'm just going to check. Hi Lorna, good to see you over on Substack. And let me know if you have any questions with regard to the session here. So I'm going to brainstorm. I've got my coffee here. Grab your coffee or whatever it is that you're drinking and start to brainstorm. I always start my sessions with just sketching out, and it's very loose and it's just messy. And so that's kind of what I want to show you here, is that it is not a perfect process. It takes some messiness. If you see all the layers from my first drawing here, the sketch layer is very messy. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new one. Let me know if you do want to know anything about Procreate as an app for illustration. If you've got any just wanting to grow your skills on Procreate, I'm very happy to talk you through that as well. So let me know in the comments at all. So what was the brush? Now I need to bring up, because my memory is terrible. So that was our old one, and this is our new one. Okay. So brush number 7. So you can see here I've got my different brush groups. I've obviously got way more, but these are the ones that I kind of filtered through and wanted to just become a little bit more familiar with, without like limiting myself to one. So this is a Lisa Glan's brush set. She's a very, very well-known Procreate illustrator, very talented. Like that's the goal, you know, one of the goals in life, to be able to create illustrations like that. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull up. Let's do this. So I like to split my screen so that I've got my worksheet to hand. Okay, so brush number 7, and also I'm going to look up on Pinterest just to get an idea. Let's see, Pinterest. And let's go. So that's our Siamese cats. Love those eyes. Okay, that's a good idea. So the story was in a corner shop with an instrument, sneaking and relief. I just start anywhere. I don't have a fully formed idea at this stage as to what is going to happen or where this is going to go, but I'm just starting randomly. No idea how it's going to turn out, but I'm just starting. Got to just start somewhere, and then from there, I like the adage of clarity comes from action. So over time, as you take action, so it reveals itself. So I'm just going to create a corner of a shop. Maybe they've got like a fruit stand. So I'm just setting the scene first. That's where I'm starting. Let me know, what are your ideas? What's coming up for you? Let's inspire each other. Might be fruit, might be flowers, haven't decided yet. Just gonna fill that in over there. So it was corner shop. I'm just spitballing here. Let me know if you do have questions. Maybe. Okay, so an idea. I am mindful as well of maybe not voicing my idea too much, because I noticed how I am influenced by other people. So tell me if you would like me to share what I'm thinking here. So it's kind of like an alleyway between the corner shop. This will be bricks. I'm thinking there's going to be another character in this little drawing. I don't know yet how I'm gonna doing a loose little idea here. Changing my mind about how this character is going to be. Our Siamese cat. This might be a raccoon. I think this is going to end up being a raccoon. I'm just drawing these ideas onto a different layer. Just so that I can see what I'm doing, separating it. There we go, I'm happy with that. Ears are small. Let's check out our Pinterest. I'm bringing in the rectangular shape into the body of the cat. He's got long legs. I'm thinking the concept that I'm coming up with right now is that the cat has a drum set, that's his instrument, and the bandit, aka the raccoon, was trying to steal something. Let's say the brass tops. They can be kind of clanging on the floor here. Big racket. I feel like there might be more characters just in the background here that will be peering around the corner to see what has been going on. What a raccoon tail looks like, because I don't actually know. Okay, and then we'll have drum set look like? I don't know what other drum. Nobody's got it in there. Top hats. He's got one of those in his bag. I tried to run away with that. I'm going to look up on Pinterest what a drum set looks like. I don't play. Might not have been the best instrument to think about. Let's look at instruments. I might change my mind. That one might be a better one. What do you call that? Actually a collection of instruments. Okay, got it. I'm thinking that it might have been on the cat's back. Okay.
So I'm going to say he's carrying his drum set, his big drum. And his back. He's probably got another bag in. It would be all so then those will be falling out of there, and a tambourine. That's all his instruments. Yeah. Okay. 15 minutes to go. Let me know, how is it going here? Oh, you also chose a drum, Jessica. Oh, you switched platforms. Xylophone, thank you. Okay, cool. Got it. Xylophone was the word. That was for that one, yes, yes. So then I think I'm going to have some characters in the background peering out, because this would invariably have been very noisy. Let me just... No, shit. So this is more of a mental exercise for me in terms of like playing around with a concept, and I resize things and position them, and that is one of the benefits of doing it digitally. So I think I'll have like a cat poking their head around the corner here. All surprised. Kitty. probably going to be a flower box or something here. Although now I am thinking about it, the prompt did say little detail, and I am going into quite a bit of detail here, just in terms of the other elements in the image. That's kind of how I define detail for myself, but I feel to kind of set the scene, it needs a little bit of context. Maybe there is just a coffee or a little cafe table. How to draw the perspective on that. Oh yeah, rectangles are the theme, so I'll make it just a rectangular table of some sort. Can you see this light drawing? I'm going to increase that so that you can see it a bit better. There we go. I hope that this layout on Substack is okay, because I think that you are a bit horizontal. I just sketched on random construction paper we'll make on iPad this weekend. That's awesome. That's such a great idea, Jessica, to hash out your ideas old school, and then if you are practicing the digital, you then bring it in. The table is very skew and wonky there. Perspective is something that I'm not terribly proficient at, I must be honest. But then I love the style of illustrations that I see where the illustrators are just not concerned with accurate perspective. There's something very liberating about that. And I want to be like that, but part of my brain is like, no, we must learn, we must figure out how to do perspective properly. So I guess it's that old adage of, know the rules and then learn to break them. So I know that's not perfect. Chair there. I'll remove this, and I do these, initial lines, and then remove them just so that I can see what's going on for when I go over the lines again. So then I can start to remove this, so it clears it up a little bit. Instruments falling, he's relieved. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think that's... Oh, sneaking. I didn't have sneaking. Okay, they are sneaking a look. They are sneaking a look. There's the relief. They are sneaking. He was sneaking. We've got our instrument, we've got corner shop. I'll just put a little Oh, I need to move that because it's not so. We'll go off the screen. Again, another benefit of digital. So then there we go, that looks corner shoppy. Yay! I'm happy with that. So, initial sketch I feel is done. And yep, we're 53 past the hour. That feels good. How is your drawing going? Have you made progress? I try and get, sorry, I'm standing on my knees over here. I try and get a little, like take a step back, and I like to leave time very intentionally between the initial sketch before I start going into doing the actual line work, which will be crayons, so that I can see it with a more objective eye, because I feel like if I go straight into doing the line work straight from doing the sketch, oftentimes I don't see glaring mistakes. Like I feel this table and chair set over here needs some work. And oftentimes when I do the line work over the initial sketch, in that line work I will make those adjustments, but I'm trying to get into the practice of adjusting the rough sketch first before I go into the line work. Don't ask me why. I just feel like I need to do that. I feel like the scale of this table is a little bit off. Because it's closer to the viewer, the camera, if you like. So it would be a little bit bigger, and relative to this window, as if it were the start of like a cafe or something like that. Then yeah, that looks better. I feel like the perspective is still off. Let's see. Chairs. What I'm thinking about now is just in terms of how am I the rectangles. So the image. Rectangles, rectangles, rectangles. This needs to have some depth here. That's important. Yeah. Okay, I think I am done with my sketch here, and it is 3 minutes to the top of the hour, so I'm going to stop it there. I hope that you found this session useful, that you've got some interesting ideas, or at least the start of an illustration, that it has helped you kind of just flex your creativity muscle and get started with some kind of illustration practice. I will, as I mentioned, be sharing our prompt list over in the chat group. So as soon as I log off here, I will go and put this worksheet in the Substack chat so that you can refer to it if you want to. And then the invitation stands. If you want to share your drawings within the next week before our next live session, which will be next week Thursday at the same time and the same places. One day I do hope to have my Substack live session looking the same as the YouTube live session, but for now I have to use two different setups, like two different sets of cameras. So the view on the Substack side is slightly different to the view on the YouTube side. It's just the nature of the current limitations. So yeah, stand by for when that changes. Let me know in the comments of either video if you've got any questions, any feedback, any inspiration or insights that you want to share. I certainly welcome them as a novice illustrator, and yeah, I look forward to this journey with you. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really do appreciate you spending the time, and I hope that this was a good chunk of creative experimentation in your day. I'm going to finish the line work and then render with my brush 7. I'm actually very excited about this, using the Lisa Glantz brush sets. There's a lot of watercolors in here, and so although the prompt list says for not very much texture or detail, I think just by the nature of the brushes that I'm going to be using, it is inherently going to bring a lot of that, which I'm discovering is what I'm currently feeling quite drawn, pardon the pun, quite drawn to illustrations that have quite a bit of texture and detail. So this is part of this practice. When you're given an instruction and what you inherently land up drawing, that is leading you down, like that's giving you clues as to what is your preferred style, what do you do intuitively, what do you create intuitively. So that I feel is part of the discovering your illustration style. So it's a good clue if you keep noticing what you, even in spite of the prompt, what are you called to do. So yeah, hopefully you found this useful. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed having you here with me. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for your interaction, and I will see you at the next one. Have a great day.